Hey people, welcome to the channel, and as I promised a while back, this is a video on putting together a survival kit for your Bushman cold steel knife. This is a knife that I've shown a while back. I did a bit of a review about it. It's a cool knife. I mean, it is quite affordable, very solid, given that it's just one piece of steel, and you do have a hollow handle in which you can put together a nice little survival kit. I mean, the main piece itself is, of course, a knife, and in this case, we do have a nice fire steel, which is maybe one of the most important things you should have in a survival kit, especially one of these knife survival kits. And this one is not shabby. It's pretty big, actually. I mean, I would be happy enough with something a lot thinner. I mean, this one is the one I've been testing for a bunch of my a few ideas that I have and some of my kits. This has thrown hundreds of sparks, and it is still going strong, surprisingly so, in spite of being that thin. But anyway, point is, you do have one here already. So what is it that you should include in your hollow handle survival kit? Let's get to it. I already have it there. And as you see, I have a little bit of tape so as to keep things a little bit more tidy. You could go with with a screw, something like this. I don't see much of a point in even wasting the space with these things. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The idea is to just keep the content inside, and if it stays there, why even bother with a cap of any kind? A little bit of tape does the job well enough, and that's what I probably will go with. So, as you see, a little bit of tape, and in this case, it's the gaffer's tape that I like using lately. Not only is this, I don't know, it's nicer than your typical duct tape because it doesn't leave that nasty residue. Gaffer's tape also has, and I'm talking about proper gaffer's tape, it will have a rubberized texture, a rubberized feel to it. So I'm even considering wrapping this entire thing with gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape is also very easy to peel away and stick again on a number of things. That's just a potential use. So it would make it a little bit less, you would be avoiding the contact of skin over metal, especially in very cold climates. That's something that I would be even more inclined to do in very cold weather. Wrapping it with gaffer's tape or with one of these tennis wraps, for the tennis rackets. Those give you a lot of grip and they're super comfy, couple bucks. You can buy those in Amazon super easily, and it will make it a lot more comfortable for handling. But the gaffer's tape idea also means you have the actual tape. I mean, you could wrap it with duct tape, but duct tape gets messy. That's why gaffer's tape is better and that sort of thing. Anyway, little cap made with tape, and just peel it away. As you see, it's not going anywhere. This is just a matter of keeping things in there and not allowing dirt to get in or just have the plastic come out, but just peeling it away. And yeah, this is something that you could use that for using it as a fire starter, because this is a little bit more, it's not like duct tape, right? Gaffer's tape is supposed to not light easily because of the light. So yeah, forget about what I just said. Not gonna be great for starting a fire, but for keeping that inside, yes, it is. And we pull out our survival kit. Just a little bit of patience, just pulling little by little, maybe helping. There you go. And there we have. What is that we have in our Bushman knife survival kit? First of all, a bag. A water bag. This is actually a breast milk bag for babies. And the cool thing is you can buy it in any supermarket, a box of 100 of these. They are designed so as to keep water inside, so they're watertight. You have a couple of these Ziploc closures that allow you to keep 250, it's like a quarter liter of water, or whatever amount of ounces. What is it, 9 ounces? Okay, 9 ounces of water in there. You could probably squeeze another bag, which I'll try to do later. This is a little bit of a thing regarding being a little bit more patient and wrapping things a little bit tighter. This is super thin, so where you got one bag in there, probably you can get another. Just something to keep in mind. And these things, a way of carrying water, that is key in any survival situation, and you will rarely see a survival kit that includes these things. And they should, but hey, you know how this goes. It's just about looking cool rather than making a whole lot of sense. Then there's very little else. Everything kept in a separate bag. These baggies will be very useful for keeping your items. Compass, matches. I have the fire steel, but I want to have extra matches just in case. Potassium permanganate. This is for purifying the water. No, it will not get rid of any heavy metals or any chemical contamination, but it will kill some of these parasites and bugs that are often found in water. You have a lot of liters of water. Just a fraction of a crystal will be enough to purify one bag full of water. You have to actually be very careful to put as little as possible of this stuff, because just the smallest crystal will make the water look a little bit pink, and that's the exact point in which that water is probably safer to drink. Not 100% guaranteed, but it will kill those bugs that you want to avoid ingesting. So be very careful, just one tiny crystal at a time. You probably want to start with the smallest possible one, but because even a medium-sized crystal will be more like for a liter or even a couple liters of water. So as little as possible. Once it has a little bit of a pink taint to it, that's the point in which that's safe to drink. You can also add more and make a solution that has more of a dark pink or like purple-ish tint to it. That's going to be safe for cleaning wounds, disinfecting, and any skin infection that you have. That's great for that too. So it has a number of potential uses. That's why this should never miss in your survival kit. Then I have a little bit of cordage. This is boot thread. These are made. This is a big spool of this stuff that I have. It's made in UK. It's intended for making boots, and it's super strong. So it's very thin thread that is very strong, and that is priceless. And it's very difficult to improvise in nature, something that is that thin and that strong. Now here's the point in which, where's the fishing kit? You could probably add a few hooks and sinkers and maybe a line. That will take very little space as well, and being a little bit careful on how to get it in there. Honestly, I don't see the points for my current location, the reality in which I'm in, and which, honestly, to be completely honest, most people in any survival situation that you're likely to be in, you will probably be better off getting out of there rather than, yes, I'll survive by this lake for the rest of my life, fishing. And yeah, usually it's a good idea to include it. So if you want to throw it in there, I will not, nothing wrong with that. And maybe I'll even do it one day. I mean, this is not going to be my main go-to survival knife. And I guess that at this point, if I'm even close to a place where I'm going to be several days away of civilization, I'll have more than my Bushman. But you can include it. Last thing that this definitely should have is one little piece of screw bent and cut like this. What is this for? Well, that's for making your lance. I saw someone in another video that had like one of these loops, so it was like a little circle there. That's okay, but I don't like anything that would get caught on stuff. This just will go a lot more flush, like so, right? You will just twist it, and now you've actually tried this. You keep on twisting it until it's very nice and flush there, and that's less likely to get caught on stuff when you're using this as a spear, if that is the desperate situation which you are in. Make it a little bit shorter. Don't make it too long, because you don't want to go beyond half the length of your stick. So this is about right, giving that it will not go more than so, right? So it's going to be kind of like there, and that's pretty much ideal. So thick screw, not too long, and the ability of twisting it into place and going flush like that. That's what I wanted to do with that thing. And that's basically it, guys. That's my idea of a survival kit. I don't think there's anything here the important missing. Yeah, maybe a little fishing kit of some sort. That could make sense, especially if you have like bodies of water nearby, or maybe part of your strategy. But for most people, I mean, you will be very hard pressed finding any coastal area in which you are not within walking distance of help, civilization, and anything that would be better suited in terms of energy and time invested, then I'll start fishing to survive here. But yeah, it's always been traditionally something that you want to include in your survival kit. So that's going to be entirely up to you. The way I went about this was core basics in terms of basic navigation. I want to have, even though you can use the sun and stars and but a compass, I want to have that in a survival kit. And also the essentials of, I want to have water. I want to have a way of carrying water, and I want to have a way of making that water, if not completely safe, at the very least safer to drink. And one of those little crystals will do that. And I know that I can do that for a number of liters of water if I have to walk for a longer distance under a hot sun in summer. If it's colder, well, that's where fire starting equipment comes in handy. I have the fire steel, I have the matches. Those two will have to do. Hopefully you will have enough wood to burn and keep you warm if it happens to be very cold. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoy the video. If you want to learn more about survival and preparedness, you have the channel with a ton of information. You have this search function in the channel so as to use it and look for specific topics. And of course, you have street survival skills and surviving the economic collapse, my books about survival and preparedness. As always, guys, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so as to not miss any new content. And besides, it really does help out here with YouTube. See you on the next one. Take care.